Ronald Reagan in the Challenger disaster. Ladies and gentlemen, I plan to speak to you tonight to report on the State of the Union. But the events of earlier today have led me to change those plans. Today is a day for mourning and remembering. Nancy and I are pained to the core by the tragedy of the Shuttle Challenger. We know we share this pain with all of the people of our country. This is truly a national loss. 19 years ago, almost to the day, we lost three astronauts in a terrible accident on the ground. But we have never lost an astronaut in flight. We have never had a tragedy like this. And perhaps we've forgotten the courage it took for the crew of the shuttle, but the Challenger 7. We are aware of the dangers, but overcame them and did their jobs brilliantly. We mourn seven heroes: Malcolm Smith, Dick Scobie, Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Ellison Onizuka, Gregory Jarvis, and Krista McAuliffe. We mourn their loss as a nation together. For the families of the seven, we cannot bear as you do the full impact of this tragedy, but the felt loss and we're thinking about so very much. Your loved ones were daring and brave, and they had the essential grace, the spiritual spirit they says. Give me a challenge, and I will meet it with joy. They have a hunger to explore the universe and discover its truths. They wish to serve, and they did. They serve all of us. We have grown used to wonders in this century. It's hard to dazzle us. But for 25 years, the United States space program has been doing just that. We have grown used to the idea of space, and perhaps we forget that we only just begun. We are still pioneers. The members of the Challenger crew, were pioneers. And I want to say something to the school children of America who were watching to the live coverage of the shuttle takeoff. I know it's hard to understand, but sometimes painful things like this happen. It's all part of the process of exploration and discovery. It's all part of taking a chance and expanding man's horizons. The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave. The Challenger crew was pulling us into the future, and will continue to follow them. I always had great faith in and respect for our space program, and what happened today does nothing to diminish it. We don't hide our space program. We don't keep secrets and cover things up. We do it all up front in the public. That's the way freedom is, and we wouldn't change it for a minute. We will continue our quest in space. There will be more shuttle flights and more shuttle crews. And yes, more volunteers, more civilians, more teachers in space. Nothing ends here. Our hopes and our journeys continue. I want to add that I wish I could talk to every man and woman who working for NASA or who work on this mission and tell them your dedication and professionalism have moved and impressed us for decades, and we know of your anguish. We share it. There are there are coincidence today. On this day, 380 years ago, the great explorer Sir Francis Drake died aboard ship off the coast of Panama. In his lifetime, the great frontiers have the oceans, and the historian later said, he lived by the sea, dying on it, and he has buried in it. Well, today we can say of the Challenger crew, their dedication was, like Drake's, complete. The crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger honored us by the manner in which they lived their lives. We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them. This morning, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the swirly bonds of earth that touch the face of God. Thank you.